pause the music. Although I know some people would rather listen to music. Can't blame you. But instead, you hear the clackety of the keyboard. So much better. But yeah, we have this best of 7 small break. And then Spartan Civil War. Somehow 2 Spartan teams got matched up. It's crap. But I can't play in that. I can't be the one to take out a Spartan team. Can't do it. So that's going to be interesting. Alright. SBC ready. Guardians ready. I don't know why I typed best 7 habit, but I already told them anyways. No, I'm not playing. Can't do it. But it also stinks too, because I wanted one of our players to play. You can only play on Saturday and Sunday. And they can't play on the weekend, so I don't know. It is what it is. But welcome in everyone to this Royalty Series North American Contender tier of the C1-C2 for 3v3. And you're looking at the playoffs upper bracket, which means they've earned their place in the upper bracket. They can afford to lose and still be in the playoffs. So that's the benefit of having a good regular season. But not to say either team really intends to lose. But Cruelty almost bopped it too high, but nice display of solo action. Getting bumped, but staying on it. And goal number 1 to Spartan Guardians, who've had quite the season so far, and looking to expand it into the playoffs. Sorry, we're still on regular season. This is our first playoff match we're casting as well for 3v3. But a lot of time bumping as still getting into the swing of things. Fire NATO in a rough spot does manage to get the crucial touch. And SBC starting to fire some shots toward the other end. And slowly starting to get into it. And that seems to be what we can watch for. As some teams a little slow to start, do ramp it up. And don't forget, it's a best of 7. Plenty of action, plenty of time. As game 1 is not the final say, but here's a chance, and what a touch. Fam is there, kind of waiting in the wings. A little bit awkward, and a nice cut right there to continually apply the pressure. And it's been pretty much a minute of Blue Angels putting on their side of things. Nice display of pressure. But Sly, a little bit awkward on the corner. Bounced in front of net. Fam is there with the clear. Fire and Air cutting through. And we are scored tied 1-1. I don't know why I'm tripping up, but just, you know, as players getting back into things, we are as well. And you might not realize these teams had a week break waiting for quals to finish up. So they are also trying to get back that momentum from the regular season. But 2 minutes to go. Fam gets a high bounce in front of net, but nice follow and trying to land on it. Cut off. And Nice closeouts from Guardians. Except there, going backwards. Can't slide, get it on target. He can't, but has a shooter. What a save. Awkward. And now Cruelty trying to get back to the Magic that scored the first goal. As shots coming through. Both teams know how pivotal this next goal is. Tied 1-1. Goals have not been easy to come by. And Cruelty. High pop. And almost a player flying through, but SBC Sly trying to break through, and I like the idea there. Coming through with the demo rotation, but Sly can't get a touch. That might have been free. Well, certainly was an opportunity, and Cruelty does get a touch, but double commit coming out, and possible counterattack. But Turtle hits it to Cruelty, and playing close as Tornado popping it high. Now all three players from SBC in the corner, but a high pop. A little bit of time to react. A little bit of a dead area. But Shooty McSnipe creates an awkward play for Guardians. So they're trying to close it out. And off the back wall, Turtle thought that would pop up. And down to the other side. High ball in front of net. That's going the other way. Do we have OT? Oh my goodness. Almost rejected OT. And what a first match, but Fam going for it all. Hits it wide, and that would have been a crazy clinch. As we enter early stages of OT. But Cruelty giving it up. That could be a shot. Turtle is there. And even jumped early for that. But in front of net, Sly. Trying to gain composure. But SBC are in a tough spot. Could be a chance. Turtle beating 2. And gets the goal in OT. 2-1. But what a first game. And if this is how the series is gonna go, we're in for a doozy. Alright, so next match we're going to Forbidden Temple. And here we go. Forbidden Temple, Game 2. What does SBC Blue Angels have in store for us? They played a solid first game. It was very back and forth. They played a better second half than a first half. But in the end, falter on OT. But certainly both teams had their chances. Back and forth play. Turtle free play in it. Seemingly hanging forever in the air. But Sly in a tough spot. That Shooty. Tactical fake. It's all part of the plan. Trying to draw Guardians in. Fire Nado trying to beat out. He does get just enough. But SBC trying to get it out of that corner. And struggling to do so. As Fire Nado is up. Like the initiative, but too wide. And can't get a bump there. As Guardians, they have some pressure, but will it amount to anything? Not unless they get a good look. And that's going the other way. And how unfortunate it would have been if that went into their net after this amount of pressure they've showed so far. But high pop, Turtle just trying to shoot it. And we've seen a lot of double commits from both sides going so far. But Turtle opts, hit it the other way. He knows had players waiting to challenge. A pass midfield and causing double there, but able to get the clear. And going off the backboard, Turtle, high pop. Is that on? Fam is there just in time. We got another low-scoring affair. Mistakes can be crucial in this. As what a play and save from Cruelty, just enough. Had another player flying through, trying to cause havoc, but now it's SBC's turn to apply the pressure, and Turtle just a little wide, trying to do it himself, but a nice pop from Fire Nado, and trying to get in front of that to land it down. But can Fire Nado get there? No, the famous backflip does not work for him on that one. Turtle has some time trying to put it to the corner, and McSnipe all over that one, and just enough from Fire Nado. As they get to the corner, a lot of shots can come through from the corner, because that goalie, do they come out? Do they stay? That's always the thought of conviction. And Spartan Guardians up by 1 and had to really fight for it. But we've seen Blue Angels respond, and can they respond in 1 minute 35 seconds? Sly gets beat out, and that's going home. Cruelty just enough to get by, and a huge beat on the last man, as that gives them a little more security into game 2. But almost a nice passing play from Blue Angels, and they're starting to put it together, at least initially. Can't quite complete it, but shooting McSnipe, what a great play, much needed, and that's a little bit of a miscue from Turtle, popping it up, no one around, except shooting McSnipe is around, and makes Guardians pay. Under a minute to go, and we've seen Blue Angels come from behind. They've been playing from behind a lot, but Fire Nado has been clutch. There's another goal waiting wide. That long pass comes through just enough to sneak that in, and they regain their security, and now an uphill climb for Blue Angels. Got tougher. They've scored 2 in 40 seconds. As Snipe can only touch that away. Those Guardians taking their time in the corner. And thank you so much for the follow, SBC Com. Here to help root on the boys, because they need support. And I don't know, guys, I'm just saying, if you follow, magic things happen. As it's not over. 17 seconds, and I just need a little more magic to tie it up. Will it happen? But that combined kickoff, however, fam, is there. Trying to get another. Patience. And that hits wide. You can see Guardians. They're starting to panic. As team bumps coming out. But Spartan Guardians, they do take game 2. And you saw the panic set in. Blue Angels were feeling the momentum. However, they're down by 2 in the series in this best of 7. We got to remember, where are we going? We're going to DFH Stadium 10th anniversary. That's where we're going. So, game 3. This is where we're at. No, don't scare me like that, Calm. I mean, wouldn't surprise me if everyone just hasn't said anything and they're just chilling, but it would hurt. I don't quite have the muted problem anymore, but it has happened in the past. So that'd be the vibes it would be giving me. But game 3, here we are, and it's been very close games. I think the key for Blue Angels is getting the right start. It's tough to play from down in goals, and well, there you have it. That's exactly what they're determined to do. Get a strong start. They've been playing down, and it's been close games, but goals have not been easy, and that's a fighting battle. It certainly can alter how you play. But there's a response, and Farinado has been clutch in the series. Typically has something to say on the field by scoring, and not going to let that lead fly for too long as they tie it up. But Sly hitting it mid, a little risky, but had a player there, and now Shooting McSnipe, plenty of time, but back and forth they go, but that one's given up as Turtle challenging. Bumped to the midfield. Cruelty trying to get a touch as he skims off. And we've seen some awkward misses from Blue Angels, as they are down by 2 in the series, trying to get a leg up. Certainly don't want to go down 3. But some pressure coming out. YouTube fam is there and off the back wall, but Farinado quick to close that, and that was a possible opportunity. And Turtle patient here and puts it on, and you love to see that patience, just waiting, letting the reaction apply a goal, and Spartan Guardians take the lead. They weren't first to score, but since then, seemingly a fire is kicked in, and they do not like being down. But also, SBC Blue Angels have struggled a little bit to clear it. It's been good pressure from Guardians, as well as good spacing. That's a good demo. Cutting it off, and demos certainly help gain some room on the field. Touch. Midfield, and Sly, what another touch, can finish it off, but hits it wide. And I like that counter attack. But missed opportunity now. They have to do it again. Slide off the ceiling. Trying to get it a fan. And just enough. But might need to continue with those bumps, those demos. Because Spartan Guardians, they're comfortable on defense. 2 minutes ago. Chaotic redeeming that first. Good alertness. Shooty McSnipe drops it down. Turtle. What a 50! And almost finishes the deal. But Blue Angels survive that for a little longer. But how do they get through? How do they tie this up? And almost a passing play from Guardians. And Fire NATO, good job closing it. And gets the extra touch in the corner. And Fire NATO, who often plays third, does it so well. And you can see it there. The right time to strike. As Blue Angels trying to start a counterattack. And get denied on doing so. And 2-goal lead for Guardians. But Shooty McSnipe, who's had something to say himself. And we're getting some vibes of the previous game here. But Shooty has been pretty clutch in having an answer when down. And so they're definitely going to need more magic from him. As 1 minute to play, but that net is cleared. And that would have been devastating. Blue Angels survive a little bit longer without that shot opportunity going through, but we say a little bit longer. Cruelty able to keep the pressure. And unfortunate touch there, leaving it in front. Cruelty happy to oblige. But 40 seconds left, down by 2. And trying to just get a quick one, but that is going all the way down. Is that just in? It is.
This is shocked.
And how unfortunate. That's how this game has gone. Spartan Guardians up by 3. Long clear. Going through. But 20 seconds left. At this point, Blue Angels just have to find some momentum and play a full game and take it one game at a time. And that's what their focus has to be. But we know they're capable. We've seen some solid play from them, and there's a goal to finish it off. That is momentum. And now they could take that next game, one game at a time. But like we said, the games have been pretty close. We know SBC have it in them. But we will have to see. So, where are we going? DFH Stadium. We gotta do Sovereign, I think. If we can make it in time. Sovereign Heights. Alright. So, Sovereign Heights 4. If it's a 5, we go to Aquadome. But Blue Angels, now they're trying to stay in it. facing this possible loss. Down by 3, opt to not use a timeout. And they think they have what it takes to stay in the series. And they had the right start. They have the right start again. Now, can they play a full game? They're going to need it. But they've improved on the start every game. So that theory is out the window.
We could play dodgeball.
We could play dodgeball. Cruelty hanging through. What a 50, but no one there from Guardians to capitalize. And Cruelty can't get a touch. But what a play, fam. Adds to, I believe it was the biggest lead for SBC. And add in a demo as well. You love to see it. Bringing the chaos. As SBC Blue Angels up by 2 as we enter 4 minutes to go. And Turtle trying to close it and cut the bleeding. And Cruelty a little bit awkward in the air, needs some help. Fire Nado is there, who also needs some help, but gets 2 on a bump somehow, some way. Makes it look easy. But Fire Nado there to close out. Has Cruelty, who's getting the 50s. But nice touch. However, Turtle is there. That's a little bit wide, but manages to catch up to it. And Fam is there just in time. You thought Spartan Guardians might close out that play, put their first goal of Game 4. But still trying to figure out how to do that. And Fam, calm and collected, does stay behind it, but off the back wall, there's a shot. Fire Nado striking through, and as we're looking at this play, or the series of plays, we're seeing the control. Is it there? Is it not? That's where the problems lie on defense. And that hit in the back wall. No one immediately there to stay on it. That's a shot opportunity as it comes through. And back into that corner. Is that where the Guardians like to be, on that right corner? As Ava trying to clear it, but a nice pop and no one on back wall. And it happens again. You know, if you can't get a touch on it, there's a shot opportunity. And a nice setup as strike through. And we are tied up 2 apiece. And Cruelty adds a kickoff goal. That is devastating. Nothing like a kickoff goal to deflate spirits. Especially with Blue Angels up by 2 to start this game. They're seeing it slip away. Do they have the composure to regain? They're gonna need to collect themselves. As Shooty McSnipe trying to cut off the pressure. But Baba there on the control. Like how there's no panic, but there's a shot. But going down home. What a play. Very clutch. As YouTube fam is there. Turtle getting tripped up. Tied up 3 apiece. And they do regain. And trying to gain the lead now. But SBC, Blue Angels, not out of it. And they have the fight in them. Cruelty. Banging it down to Turtle, who can't get the touch. But a slight touch. And you'd see Guardians taking advantage of the back wall. That's certainly how you create awkwardness. And no one there. And Cruelty hits it wide. And that could be a missed opportunity. But, again, hitting wide. And again, you see those back wall touches causing problems for Blue Angels. However, they survive a little bit longer. 30 seconds left. Cruelty heading back. Trying to collect it. One touch. Another touch mid. 50'd out. Another 50. Baba in a rough spot. Needs Shooty to 50. He does. 13 seconds left. Can they clear it? Now they have a chance to score. Double commit. 4 seconds. Great closeout from Shooty. Awkward touch mid, but we are going OT. Game 4. OT. A big goal is next. Do we see the conclusion of the series? Or do we see some life? And there's a shot. What a save from Fire NATO. But very close as Spartan Guardians. But Fire NATO. Definitely got to keep an eye on him. He's been clutch. But Cruelty ends it. And what a shot. They apply the pressure in OT. And close out the series. Which it's a sweep. But you got to give credit to SBC Blue Angels. They hung tough in every game. It was very close in a lot of them. Could have went either way. But that's how this one went. Spartan Guardians, they take the victory. Congrats to them. And GG's. But with that, SBC, Blue Angels, they're not out of it. This was the upper round. So they will drop to the lower round. They're still in the playoffs. And so will we see them again? That is the question. But once again, we would like to thank both teams for showing up, showing out, putting on a display, allowing us to cast. Of course, would like to thank everyone who supported either team. That's all in good fun. We like good sportsmanship. We encourage people to root on their teams. So thank you for anyone who followed or alerts. Very much appreciated. And thank you, Shooty McSnipe, one of the players for SBC, who we definitely had an eye on. And so, sorry for the loss, but it's not over yet. Take what you can learn from this and apply it to your next match. And we look forward to seeing SBC Blue Angels. We know they're a tough team. I expect they will regain